It's finally time. I've had this series planned for a while, and to give it a brief description, we're going to be tackling the hardest questions in the entire Pokemon community, but the only correct answers come from you. And what I mean by that is I am running consistent YouTube polls on my channel. I post a new one almost every day, just ranging from a wide variety of topics within the Pokemon community. And today's episode is going to be topical since we are returning to the Sinnoh region very soon. We are going to be answering what is the best Sinnoh added evolution. What do I mean by that? The Pokemon like Magnezone, Electivire, Magmortar, you know, the older Pokemon that were given new evolutions in Sinnoh. I asked you which was your favorite, and we pit them all against one another, and we have a winner. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the closest we'll ever receive to empirical data for questions within the Pokemon world, so these are scientifically proven. You cannot deny them. Now, there are 20 of these added Sinnoh evolutions, those being Roserade, Electivire, Dusknoir, Gliscor, Magmortar, Mismagius, Honchkrow, Porygon Z, Rhyperior, Weavile, Togekiss, Mamoswine, Ambipom, Yanmega, Tangrowth, Lickilicky, Gallade, Frostlass, Probopass, and Gliscor. These Pokemon will all be competing against one another, and at the end of this poll, we will have the definitive answer for which of these is the best evolution that Sinnoh added. Before we get into the polls, go ahead and leave a comment telling me which Pokemon you think deserves the title of best added Sinnoh evolution, and also while you're down there, go ahead and leave suggestions for new polls. I'm going to be scouring the comments of these videos looking for your suggestions on which polls we can do in the future. All right, that's it. The polls are in and we are getting straight into round one. These polls are all done in rounds because you can only put 5 answers on a poll. So round one consists of Tangrowth, Magnezone, Magmortar, Togekiss, and Mismagius or Mismagius. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. I always say Mismagius, but I hear a lot of people say Mismagius. Anyways, out of these Pokemon, which do you think would win? Because if I was picking 100%, I'm gonna say Mismagius, but let's see what you, the viewers, decided. These results are honestly not too surprising. I know a lot of people didn't like Magmortar's design. Magnezone had, I think, a reasonable amount of popularity, which is kind of demonstrated here. I thought that Mismagius was going to pull a lot of this vote, but I guess I'm one of the very few people that actually love the little floaty ghost witch. And then Tangrowth really caught the short end of the stick here. Out of 2,200 votes, 4% voted for Tangrowth. That equals out to like close to 90 votes. 88 votes is exactly 4% of 2,200. So less than 100 people voted for Tangrowth, which is very sad. This was my very first poll like this, so if we drop down into the comments, we see a lot of people asking where the other evolutions are. Like a lot of people asked where Electivire was, which, spoiler alert, set me up to think that Electivire was going to dominate whichever group I put it in. Another spoiler alert, it did not. But other than that, we have a few interesting comments down here. Chad Burton said, I was always a fan of Eviolite, Analytic, Magneton, and that wouldn't have been possible without the evolution. But of course, Togekiss will always be more popular, which I guess I get. I think a lot of people are fond of Togepi because of its presence in the anime and the fact that you were basically gifted one in the Gen 2 games. So maybe that's why Togekiss demands such popularity in this group. I don't know. Adaran Enforcer says, was hard to choose. Yes, Togekiss is the best of this group, but Tangrowth is cool, Magnezone is awesome, Magmortar is neat, and Mismagius is very cool and twisted. So basically, they like all the Pokemon, and I can get on board with that. I'm a fan of this comment and this opinion. It's very non-controversial. You hurt no one's feelings by saying all the Pokemon are good. Stormlight with what I think is a really insightful comment. As I expected, the vote is split between singles, doubles players. I do agree that probably a lot of people vote based on how they use Pokemon competitively. And since VGC is the officially endorsed way to competitively play Pokemon, it would make a lot of sense that people have used Togekiss, which is kind of a nightmare in doubles. So I get it. Wait, stop everything. I have a brand new poll for you that just came in, and it is, are you subscribed? If the answer is no, please consider subscribing. It would mean the absolute most to me. If the answer is yes, you're already winning. Okay, back to the video. Moving on into round 2, we have Electivire, Frostlass, Ambipom, Gallade, Dusknoir. I will not lie to you, since I got so many comments about Electivire in the first poll, I was 100% sure that Electivire was going to dominate this poll. I even put it as the first answer here to see if maybe that carried some weight. And look, if I had to pick what I would choose to win this poll, it would be Electivire. So I'm gonna select it, we're gonna lock in my answer, and then we'll see the results. It is not close. It is not close at all. Electivire got 19% of the vote, which is less than Frostlass and far less than Gallade. Gallade getting 42% of the vote, with 2,200 votes cast, means that Gallade got somewhere in the range of 930 votes, and Electivire only got 400 and something votes. This poll confused me. I did not know this many people liked Gallade. I've never been a big fan of Gallade. I don't know, maybe I think it looks too much like a superhero, but maybe that's why people love it so much. In the comments of this poll, we have Zane coming in with the insightful, I think I'd like Ambipom more if its tail hands didn't look like inflated rubber gloves, and yeah, Ambipom's a little off-putting. I think it completely makes sense that it only accrued 4% of the vote here. Clark with, I just don't understand why Gallade needs to exist. Gardevoir is a better designed Pokemon. Yes and no. I like Gardevoir substantially more than Gallade, probably for nostalgia, but it does make some sense that they made Gallade since Gardevoir is like an extremely feminine Pokemon, and then they gave it sort of a masculine evolution. I don't know. That's the only reason I can think that they gave it a split evolution. Eric comes in with another comment that mostly enjoys all of the Pokemon, saying tough choice between Frostlass and Gallade. Gallade in general is just cool, but I have a strange affinity for ice types. Tough call. Then again, I have a history with Dusknoir because of Explorers of the Sky. Same goes for Electivire. I guess I'm good with anyone except for that sandwich-stealing twin hand-tailed monkey, which is a Pokemon Ranger reference. But yeah, my favorite's probably Frostlass because I love ice types. Frostlass is kind of a surprise pick for me here. I'm surprised that it got as much of the vote as it did. I didn't know people loved it that much. So interesting to note there. Rob Plays Stuff comes in on the complete wrong poll and says, I think Tangros was the best, but I'm a sucker for grass types. Me too, Bubba, but you gotta go vote in poll 1, because Tangrowth needs the love. Badass Frostlass comes in and points out the fact that I in fact misspelled Frostlass in the poll. They waited for Frostlass just for me to misspell it and do it wrong like that. And then David comes in with the incredibly wrong take of kind of tempted to say Dusknoir just because it meant Dusclops could use Eviolite, which if you've played any Sword and Shield VGC, Dusclops is not a fun Pokemon. I don't know why they thought giving it Ally Switch was a great thing. Oh, this does make some sense. Jack Lee comes in and says Gallade, Pog, Mega Evolution, Pog. I didn't even think about the fact that this was the only one of these Pokemon that received a Mega Evolution, which probably added some percentage points to its total in the end. Makes sense. Okay, poll round 3, The Reckoning. We got Yanmega, Licky Licky, Rhyperior, Weavile, and Honchkrow. This is probably one of the weaker rounds in my opinion, in that I don't care about most of these Pokemon. I don't really have a strong affinity towards any of them, but I do thoroughly enjoy Yanmega. So I'm gonna lock in my choice, and then we'll see what other people voted for. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once. If Sneasel or Weavile are your favorite Pokemon, you really wish that you could look like them when you were in middle school. Like, you went through a phase in middle school where you wished you could look that edgy. I'm just throwing this out there into the world. It's what I believe to be true. Sneasel is one of the most edgy Pokemon designs ever, along with like Absol. And if you really like those Pokemon, you probably went through a phase. Or maybe it's not a phase, it's a lifestyle, which is 100% okay. Maria can count me in too. Governor in the comment section just dropping a lot of truth, saying Yanmega should get a Mega Evolution in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl so that we can all say Mega Yanmega. And I agree. I think that would be funny. And I agree. I think if Yanmega had picked up the dragon typing, it would probably be a lot more popular, and I think more people would gravitate towards it. Chicken Nuggets, Weavile, because he's my favorite Pokemon in general. You went through a phase, or again, maybe it's a lifestyle. I'm just gonna call you in because I can't pronounce your name. Only 3% of people are part of the Wi-Fi Bear Master Race. Disappointing, which I'm just gonna say, it doesn't surprise me even a little bit that Licky Licky only has 3% of votes. With 2,100 votes cast, 3% of the votes equates to about 60 votes. That doesn't surprise me at all. Licky Licky is a terribly designed Pokemon. I don't even think this is a hot take. Okay, poll round 4, Revenge of the Gen 1ers. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, when I initially made these polls, I got my list of Pokemon off a website and it was just missing Gliscor and Probopass, so I just forgot about them. I did not include them in the original run. We could have wrapped this up in 4 rounds, but it's kind of convenient that we did it in 5 because then we could have 5 answers for the final poll. Either way, round 4 was Porygon Z, Mamoswine, and Roserade. Now listen, I like all of these Pokemon a reasonable amount. I am a fan, but if the hat change didn't cue you in, Porygon is my favorite Pokemon of all time. I would pick Porygon Z in a heartbeat. And finally, my opinion lines up with that of the community. I feel like I won this one. I took my dub here. I'm happy. I don't think I would have won this one had I included the final 2 Pokemon, Gliscor and Probopass, in this poll with these other Pokemon. I do not think I would have won. Toko says, I chose Mamoswine even though I like Roselia and Budu more. I just wish they went in a different direction with Roserade. Roselia lost that cute, elegant plant look for a mysterious opera look. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I strongly disagree. The fact that you said you like Badu more makes me think that your opinion is not great. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm not trying to be harsh, but you are honestly the first person I think I've ever seen say they like a baby Pokemon, or they are happy that a baby Pokemon was added to these games. Dragon Enforcer comes in and says, hey, where is Gliscor in any of these polls? And this is where I realized that I f***ed up. This smart individual came in with a comment that says, also, please vote Porygon Z. It probably didn't skew the results at all. And then my friend Greg comes in and says, you put the best 3 in the same poll. And I agree. I think this was the toughest poll. It had the best Pokemon. And since Porygon Z won it, we should probably call it and just say Porygon Z won the entire thing. Okay, we're all in agreement. That's it. Porygon Z won. Thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute...
We know you're not actually ending it.
Okay, fine. Yeah, since no one will believe me that Porygon Z just won everything outright, we will move on to round 5, which I called round oops. I forgot these existed because I just completely spaced on Gliscor and Probopass. I think this one it's a slaughter. It's Gliscor getting 94% of the vote out of 1.9k votes means that Gliscor ended up with something like 1,800 votes. Matthew comes in asking, can we count this vote again? It doesn't make sense that my boy Probopass wouldn't win, which just screams 2020 election energy. We can make a political joke every once in a while, right? Eric comes in saying, I like Probopass, but he looks ridiculous and Gliscor looks awesome. And we can end the comment there because I'm pretty sure that is the main reason why Gliscor gets 94% of the vote to Probopass's 6. Mastered Instinct comes in, bruh, this wasn't even fair. I know, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. But to be fair, Probopass never stood a chance anywhere. Getting Good says, I honestly forgot Probopass was a Pokemon, and me too. That's why I didn't include it in any of the polls. And also, I'm pretty sure it would make my list of top 5 most forgettable Pokemon if I could remember the rest of the list. All right, this is it. Best Sinnoh Evolution Finals. This one had more votes than any of the other polls, coming in with 2,500 votes. I'm assuming probably at least 90% of them going towards Porygon Z, but let me know, did your Pokemon make it to the finals? Are you happy with this finals? Does it make sense to you? You know I'm picking Porygon Z, so let's select it and see what the results are. This wasn't even close, and honestly, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in the Pokemon community. Porygon Z isn't in 2nd place, it's not in 3rd place, it's in 4th place. Also, Weavile only getting 11% of the vote is kind of shocking, but I guess this is where we weed out the people that are still in their edgy phase versus the people that went through an edgy phase. I could have just left Gliscor out of the poll and everything would have been fine. Maybe Porygon Z would have absorbed that 32%. I don't know, but I guess this makes sense. I think Gliscor had a pretty prominent role in the anime, which probably leads to people having a greater attachment to it. Also, Gliscor is just a really unique Pokemon. It's really good in singles. It has a great attack stat. It's got a reasonable speed stat. Poison Heal is one of the more unique abilities in the game. I think it's only shared by Breloom, so it makes sense that Gliscor won here. It just really hurts my heart a little bit. I just really wanted Porygon Z to win, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is the closest we're ever gonna get to empirical data in the Pokemon world, so Gliscor is now scientifically proven the best added Sinnoh evolution. That's it. Gliscor wins. Xander comes in saying, I love how the one you originally forgot about is the one currently winning, and it's the winner, which is kind of ironic if you think about it. Joshua Tian comes in proving he's still in the edgy phase by saying, y'all boys be doing Weavile wrong out here. St. Jonah Boy comes in also proving they're still in the phase because they say Weavile for president, which means that they are deep, deep, deep into their edgy phase. And Tristan comes in leaving a comment that I think is really good to close out this poll. I love all these mons, which is great. I think all of the Sinnoh evolutions have their own place, except for Licky Licky. Thank you so much for watching, and especially if you made it all the way to the end, it means the absolute most to me. This is a series I'm really excited to continue. Don't forget to suggest new polls we can do in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. It helps out the video so much. I also want to remind you to please consider subscribing if you're not already. It would mean the absolute most, and I have a ton of fresh new Pokemon content ideas, and you just don't want to miss out on that. That's going to be it for me, though. My name is Vivid. I'm kind of done here, and I have to leave. Okay, bye. Iggy and I want to say thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and if you want to watch more videos and make it to the end of those, there will be 2, one right here, one right here. This is one that I think is really good, and this is one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. So pick one, and me and Iggy will just be hanging out while you watch it. Okay, thanks, bye.